In 1983, in a village on the South Shore of Long Island, New York, God began a great work that was to heal broken lives, restore broken families, and change entire communities for the better. Then 20 years later, in 2003, God again started the same life-transforming work in Southwest Florida. This is the story of the New Life Dream Centers, bringing new life, new hope, new dreams. Freeport, New York in 1983 was overrun with crime, drug addiction, alcoholism, prostitution, and racial hatred. It was the kind of area people avoided, but exactly the kind of place God chose to build His church. A young pastor named Gaspar Anastasi had quit his job and started walking the streets of Freeport during the day, ministering to those drug addicts and prostitutes, and those who had just given up hope in life. God had profoundly revealed to him how his heart breaks for the hurting and the lost, those society had just thrown away. One day, after witnessing to a homeless, drug-addicted man, as the pastor turned to leave, the Lord arrested his heart and said, "Take him home with you." Gaspar and Michelle Anastasi welcomed this young man into their home and shared the love of Christ with him. Soon, other members of their small congregation at Word of Life Ministries did the same. Seeing the need, Pastor Anastasi and his pastoral staff moved men into the church, which was a converted vaudeville theater, and the New Life Dream Centers began. People poured in from the streets. Men and women who had spent the night before in a cardboard box or in a jail cell entered the New Life Dream Centers and found the love, warmth, and unconditional acceptance that only Jesus Christ can give. They came from across the street, from Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, the Bronx. And as the reputation of the New Life Dream Centers grew, they came from across the nation and the Caribbean. They were of all nationalities and walks of life. At one time, there were as many as 9 languages spoken by New Life students. Some came from prison where they had spent more than half their lives. Others had left well-paying jobs when their addictions became too great to hide. They were mothers with small children, pregnant women with no place to turn, professionals, and street people. To keep up with the ever-growing need, Word of Life Ministries renovated and purchased more properties, including 3 buildings on 128 acres in upstate New York. After the first 3 months, the men were sent here away from the distractions of the city, where they could get quiet enough to hear from God. They were also responsible for maintaining the upstate property. Meanwhile, a newly purchased 22-room house became home to a growing women's center. By 2003, the population of Word of Life Ministries had blossomed from just a handful to more than 2,000. And it was populated with every race and nationality, bridging the great racial divide that had epitomized Freeport in years past. The New Life Dream Centers were a big part of that growth. Not only did students come and receive healing, but their families and friends were also healed and restored. And they stayed. New Life alumni are now leaders and pastors in the church. Some have even gone on to pastor their own churches in different parts of the country. However, the New Life Dream Centers didn't just change individuals. It has impacted regions. Students have evangelized and preached the gospel at street rallies, tent outreaches, through door-to-door evangelism, in nursing homes, and with their lives. The town of Freeport is remarkably transformed since New Life began. A village people didn't even like driving through has become one of the most sought-after places to live. Where racism was once rampant, there's a church where every race and nationality come together to worship and love. Where drug addicts and alcoholics are set free and families are restored. where light has come and darkness must flee. In Fort Myers, Florida, the New Life Dream Centers has become well known and highly recommended by judges in the criminal justice system for rescuing and transforming, through the power of Jesus Christ, the lives of men and women locked in the vicious cycle of drugs, alcohol, and prison. In fact, in 2009, the Lee County Board of Commissioners cited Bishop Gasper and Michelle Anastasi and Word of Life Ministries for improving the quality of life in Lee County, Florida.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Lee County, Florida, that we do hereby recognize Pastor Gasper Anastasi for his contributions to a better quality of life for the citizens of Lee County and his continued commitment to helping those less fortunate. He offers daily evidence to us that one individual truly can make a difference. Duly executed this 27th day of October 2009, as Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, extremely proud to sign the resolution.
I was facing 3 to 15 years in prison for possession with intent to sell and distribute cocaine. You know, the courts found some reason to mandate me to this program. And as a result, God was able to use this program to really transform my life. And now here I am standing before you, the program director of a program I was court mandated to. It's amazing, you know, for if any man be in Christ, he is a new creation.
Most of these people who are very precious in the sight of God are people that are considered throwaways in our society. But God specializes in the impossible situations. And the success rate is phenomenal. I mean, it's 90% success rate to men and women that start the program and complete it for 18 months.
I remember as soon as I walked into the New Life Center for Women, when they closed the door, in the spirit realm, I literally heard chains just fall to the ground. But it was literally chains that was being broken from that moment.
Where I had all that anger and bitterness and hatred, jealousy and resentment in my heart, God's replaced it with His peace, His joy, His love, His compassion, and His caring for others. And I never cared for anyone, not even myself, but now I love people.
That was the most rewarding experience of my life, and I was never more at peace, more happier in my entire life than when I did there.
You're looking at a guy that was living on the streets. You're looking at a guy that was homeless, that was strung out on crack, cocaine, anything I could get my hands on to get high off of, eating out of garbage cans. God has given me a passion for people that was in the same shape that I was in. The Lord blessed me with a wonderful wife, children. Been pastoring for 8 years now. The world needs to know that Jesus Christ is real. They need to know it. They need to know it.
I wish you could see me now. I wish I could show you how I'm not who I was.
Only eternity will tell the full story of all the lives that have been touched by the New Life Dream Centers. Its many pastors, staff members, volunteers, and students in the past 30-plus years of existence. And God alone knows the new lives, new hopes, and new dreams that yet lie ahead.